Hi. What if the world's definition of godly masculinity is skewed and the only truth is found in God's word? Indeed, there are very many practitioners, whether maliciously or whether innocently, trying to speak into the masculine soul of a man. And one way or another, they are trying to bring information that can help the man. And of course, we know that men normally go through different situations and different circumstances in this world. And men are looking for answers. From what I look at, I see that there are three options. Either we can consume information that is coming from very many people, various angles in this world, that is devoid of God's content, devoid of God's blueprint. Or we can ignore and we can continue living the way we are doing. Or at least we can decide, let us be intentional, let us be particularly concerned about the masculine soul from the godly perspective and start seeking that information. You see, Adam Podcast is created for the sake of answering that particular question, to help us men who are godly to have a godly concept of godly masculinity and also to pursue it to the core. I have been in very many groups over the recent past and even in the distant past, groups where men come together and they try to decipher, to find out what they can be able to do in terms of finding out the godly masculinity. But what I've found is that sometimes we lack content. We come together, we talk, and we lack content. We can have, meetings, we can have nyama choma, or we can eat food together, we can play football together, but we lack content. Men go back home and they find themselves asking questions to do with their identity, asking questions to do with their relationships, asking questions to do with their business or their work, and many things that are messing up men. The podcast that we are beginning in this particular episode and in this particular season is called Adam. Adam is the blueprint of godly masculinity, because I do believe when God was creating a human being in Adam, he did not make a mistake. So much so that when there was a mistake, he reversed that mistake or redeemed that mistake by saying that he's going to send the last Adam. So I'm calling all men to rise up and together, even as we have these conversations, these teachings, these instructions coming to us, to rise up and embrace this and share with as many people as possible. Let me address the women, because I know for the most part you're the ones who consume this content. We did a survey some time back and asked women, what kind of men do you have in your life? Are they godly or not? You know the answer that came out? You gave us 37%. Only 37% of the women believe that their men have godly masculinity. Now, women can help us by securing this information and sending this information to as many people as possible. But men, we've got to come to a place where we have knowledge, we have insight, we have information, and we start acting on that knowledge and insight and information every single time. Maybe we need to begin these accountability groups. Maybe we need to come to the place where we see that we can do better. There are many things that our women are complaining about. In fact, the scriptures tell us that the world is groaning, waiting for the manifestation of God's children, whom we are. People normally ask, where are the men? And probably the answer is because maybe we do not know what it is to be godly in our masculinity. Maybe we do not know what it means. Maybe we do not know how to do it. Maybe we've never seen an example of the same. That's why Adam Podcast has been done in such a way that it will help men, as many as would want, to come together, to learn, to embed these concepts together. So look out for episodes every single Thursday. A new episode is going to come your way. If you want to get this information, please make sure that you've subscribed to the channel. Hit that bell button so that you can receive every episode as it comes. For those ones who will be premium subscribers, you'll be getting the whole content, the whole conversation before every other person has gotten it. Because what we'll be doing will be secluding it, will be sectioning it, will be cutting it into 30-minute sections and then sharing it every single week. But for those of you who are premium subscribers, you'll get the whole thing at once. I look forward to going in this journey together with you. I look forward to equipping as many men as possible, because this thing has been put inside of me and I just cannot let it go. Believe me, I have done podcasts. I have done a podcast on life signatures that has over 2,000 episodes. I have been passionate about this, but the reason as to why I am starting this masculinity podcast is not because I am some holy guy who has not committed any sin, who has not gone astray in any way. You know, Paul, the apostle, said that Christ came to redeem sinners, of which I am the chiefest. And I agree with him, and I recognize with him when he says that statement. I am not having the answers. I don't have all the answers. I am just a brother who cannot let this thing go. It has refused to go out of me, that has got to share and has got to spur us into conversing, into having these conversations together with us, having these stories together with us, and maybe answering your questions. And if you have any question that you want us to tackle, if you have any topic that you want us to tackle, please, you can vulnerably share it on our podcast email address, which is adam.menspodcast@gmail.com. adam.menspodcast@gmail.com. And we're going to get to you. If you do not want us to show what your identity is, we'll do the same. And we're going to get to you and going to address as many one of these topics as we can. If you want us to maybe do something in a different way, you can still do the same. And we're going to be good. But I can assure you, this is a God thing. This is not my thing. I am not holy. I am not a guy with all the answers. I'm not a guy who has done everything. I'm not the purest you can know. I am one of the chiefest of sinners. But I'm coming to us to champion this, because this has got to be done. A man has got to do this. And a man has got to start talking about godly masculinity. And I thank God for the grace to be able to do this. I'm thanking every one of you who will look forward to be hosted on this show. If you have information on a person that can be featured here, that can be a person of value, please also contact me one way or another, either on my social media handles or on the email address that I've just given. But God bless you. God keep you. God make his face to shine upon you. I will see you with the very first conversation next Thursday. It's gonna be lit. Until then, bye-bye.